the real Cleopatra, beauty, power, and betrayal in ancient Egypt. Cleopatra Sisephon stands as one of the most captivating figures in history, yet she is often misunderstood and shrouded in myth. Known for her beauty and her storied romances with Julius Caesar and Mark Antony, Cleopatra's life was far more complex, defined by her sharp intellect and relentless drive to protect her country. In this video, we will pull back the layers of fiction to reveal the real Cleopatra, an extraordinary woman who defied expectations, grappled with betrayal, and fought for the survival of her empire against one of history's most powerful forces, Rome. To truly understand Cleopatra, we must begin with her origins. Cleopatra VII was born in 69 BCE into the Ptolemaic dynasty, a Greco-Macedonian family that had ruled Egypt for nearly 3 centuries following Alexander the Great's conquests. Though her family was of Greek origin, Cleopatra was unique among the Ptolemies. Unlike her predecessors, she made an active effort to connect with the Egyptian people. Fluent in multiple languages, including Egyptian, she distinguished herself from her largely Greek-speaking lineage. Her education was extensive, one befitting a ruler. She studied philosophy, literature, mathematics, astronomy, and governance, acquiring the tools she would later use to reign over one of the wealthiest and most strategically located regions of the ancient world. At the tender age of 18, Cleopatra ascended the throne alongside her younger brother Ptolemy XIII. However, their partnership was fraught with political tension, soon becoming a rivalry that would set the stage for Cleopatra's rise as Egypt's sole ruler. From the outset, Cleopatra proved herself to be resourceful and ambitious. After initial attempts to share power with Ptolemy XIII faltered, tensions escalated into outright conflict. Forced to flee Alexandria, Cleopatra embarked on a calculated effort to reclaim her throne. Her opportunity came when Julius Caesar, the most powerful man in Rome, arrived in Egypt in 48 BCE following his victory in a Roman civil war. Cleopatra seized this moment, demonstrating the cunning for which she would become legendary. According to historical accounts, she smuggled herself into Caesar's chambers rolled inside a carpet or a bedding sack. This dramatic entrance not only caught Caesar's attention, but also demonstrated her strategic brilliance. Realizing that an alliance with Caesar could secure her claim to the throne, Cleopatra forged a partnership that would alter Egypt's trajectory. With Caesar's support, she reasserted her authority over Egypt by defeating her brother's forces. Cleopatra's relationship with Caesar was not merely one of romance, it was a calculated move for both parties. Caesar secured Egypt as a dependable ally and gained access to its immense wealth, while Cleopatra solidified her reign. Together they had a son named Caesarion, whom Cleopatra positioned as both her heir and a potential bridge between Egypt and Rome. While her romantic relationship with Caesar has often dominated popular narratives, this alliance was primarily a reflection of Cleopatra's political acumen. She understood the importance of aligning with Rome to safeguard her kingdom's independence against growing Roman encroachment. Cleopatra's time with Caesar in Rome marked her introduction to the wider Roman political stage. Though she was seen as exotic and intriguing by some, others viewed her with suspicion and derision. A foreign queen with apparent influence over Rome's most powerful leader. When Caesar was assassinated in 44 BCE, Cleopatra returned to Egypt, now faced with the challenge of ruling alone amid a rapidly shifting political landscape. Despite the turbulence, Cleopatra's reign was marked by incredible achievements in governance. She worked to revitalize Egypt's economy, expanding trade routes and enhancing agricultural production. Egypt remained one of the wealthiest nations in the Mediterranean, and Cleopatra leveraged this wealth to maintain her position against external threats. She also fostered a cultural renaissance, blending Greek and Egyptian traditions. This fusion further solidified her support among Egypt's native population, who saw her both as a capable ruler and a symbolic bridge between worlds. Cleopatra's diplomatic skills were paramount. She maintained Egypt's independence while Rome expanded aggressively, often using carefully negotiated alliances to preserve her nation's sovereignty. Yet her greatest challenge was still to come. After Caesar's death, a power struggle erupted in Rome between his assassins and those seeking to claim his legacy. Cleopatra aligned herself with Mark Antony, one of Caesar's closest allies and a member of the Second Triumvirate that now ruled Rome. Their partnership, much like Cleopatra's earlier relationship with Caesar, was rooted in strategic necessity. Antony needed Egypt's wealth and resources as he prepared to challenge Octavian, later Augustus, for control of Rome. Cleopatra, in turn, saw Antony as a vital ally who could protect Egypt from Roman domination. Their relationship became infamous, sensationalized by both ancient Roman propaganda and modern retellings. Together, Cleopatra and Antony had 3 children and envisioned a powerful Eastern empire to rival Rome. However, their plans were met with fierce opposition. Octavian cast Cleopatra as a manipulative seductress and Antony as a traitor to Rome. This calculated character assassination galvanized support against them, painting the conflict as a struggle to save Rome from foreign corruption. The rivalry culminated in 31 BCE at the Battle of Actium, a naval confrontation off the coast of Greece. Cleopatra's fleet, aligned with Antony's forces, was decisively defeated by Octavian's formidable navy. Betrayal and miscommunication worsened their chances of victory. Antony and Cleopatra fled back to Egypt, only to face the inevitable. Octavian, a pragmatic and ruthless conqueror, marched his forces into Alexandria. Antony, believing Cleopatra had already died, took his own life. Cleopatra attempted to negotiate with Octavian, likely in a bid to secure her children's future, but she soon realized his true intention, to parade her as a prisoner in his Roman triumph. In one final act of defiance, Cleopatra ended her life. Though popular legend claims she died by the bite of an asp, a venomous snake, the exact details remain unclear. However, her choice to die on her own terms rather than submit to humiliation solidified her legacy as a tragic yet heroic figure. With Cleopatra's death, Egypt fell under Roman control, marking the end of the Ptolemaic dynasty and the ancient Egyptian empire. Octavian became Augustus, the first Roman emperor, and rewrote history to vilify Cleopatra while glorifying his own conquest. For centuries, Cleopatra's story has been distorted by Roman propaganda and Hollywood spectacles that emphasize her beauty and romantic entanglements while neglecting her achievements as a ruler. In truth, Cleopatra was not merely defined by her relationships with powerful men. She was a visionary leader, a woman who ruled at a time of immense difficulty and used every tool at her disposal to protect her kingdom. Cleopatra's enduring legacy lies in her ability to transcend the oppressive structures of her era. She navigated a male-dominated world with intellect and skill, outsmarting her rivals and leaving her mark as one of the most powerful figures of antiquity. Cleopatra's life is a story of ambition, resilience, and sacrifice, a tale of a queen who refused to be controlled by those who sought to diminish her. Through her alliances, daring strategies, and unyielding determination, Cleopatra etched her name into history as far more than a figure of beauty. Her journey teaches us the complexity of power, the strength of intellect, and the cost of resistance against overwhelming forces. She was more than the tragic femme fatale of legend. She was the last pharaoh of Egypt, and a testament to the indomitable spirit of leadership, even in the face of betrayal and failure. Let us reconsider Cleopatra, not as a figure confined to myths of romance and allure, but as a leader who shaped the course of history in ways that resonate to this day. Her story reminds us of the enduring impact of those who dare to challenge the world's expectations.